I never ended up giving those back to him for some reason. I do still have them, so I hope eventually if we, start talking again and meet up someday, maybe I can give those back to him, but wouldn't be the first time. For whatever reason, I have a bunch of stuff in that friend. He gave me this ring. He was like, oh, this is going to be a friendship ring. It was kind of cute, actually. He was like, I want you to keep this ring, because he knew that I liked wearing rings at the time. I wore cosmetic rings. So he's like, I'm going to give you this ring, and I want you to give it back to me someday. And it's going to be like a friendship ring, basically. I said, alright. And I basically immediately lost it. I was driving down the road someday, and it just flew out the window because I was playing with it in my hand, and it just happened to fly out the window. And I lost that ring, unfortunately. I have one of his Nerf guns. I knew this friend from college, by the way. I should probably say that. But we were in the same dorm at some point. We weren't roommates, but we lived in the same dorm house. And some of our other dorm mates, including us two, would have a Nerf war. So we basically always had to have a Nerf gun on us at all times when we were in the dorms, lest we were caught lacking. So he gave me one of his because I did not have one at the time. So I've just kind of kept that ever since. It's just in a box in like the garage somewhere. Still works perfectly fine. It still has all the ammo. So again, if I meet up with him someday, I would like to give it back to him. We just haven't talked in a while. Nothing bad. Nothing scandalous there. No real reason why we stopped talking. Just happened to stop talking. I also have one of his sketchbooks, actually. Okay, I should have probably prefaced this story with a lot more information, but yeah, we were in the same dorm house. We were dorm mates. We were in the same grade. I met him my freshman year, his freshman year as well. And we were both music majors at the time. He ended up switching out of music at some point, but I stayed in music throughout my whole time at, in university. But at some point during freshman year, I don't know how, but his sheet music sketchbook, which is just a book full of empty music staves, basically. Somehow I got a hold of that, and I just have it on my shelf up here. And it's got a bunch of his homework in it, and ideas, and like exercises. No clue how I got my hands on that, but I have that. But yeah, I don't really know why I have so much of this guy's stuff, but I do. And I just never got around to giving it back to him. I don't have anybody else's stuff, it's just him, really. Oh, you know what? Maybe now that I think about it, I hope he doesn't see me as a thief. You know, one day his, I know he let me use his gun, his Nerf gun. He let me borrow his comics, like he gave them to me, but I hope he doesn't think I just took advantage of him and was like, oh, I'm just gonna keep these forever now. And that was not my intention at all. I guess while we are on the topic of, you know, vaguely on the topic of like comic book stuff, before I move on, I guess I should, or I guess I would like to tell you, I don't know if I really have a favorite Marvel movie at this point. It always changes as new movies come out. I mean, you know, I guess that makes sense, but at one point my favorite was Doctor Strange. And I still do like that movie. I like the use of CGI and, you know, rendering out the magical effects, and I like Stephen Strange as a character, and the Ancient One as a character. I like all that. And I even enjoy the second Doctor Strange movie. A lot of people put down the, oh, I forgot about this guy. You have to fight, Wastard. I forgot about this guy. But yeah, I like the second Doctor Strange movie. A lot of people put it down because, I don't even know why, to be honest with you. Maybe just because some of the scenes are kind of silly and not really played that seriously. Which, I mean, kind of is Sam Raimi's thing, is it not? Anyways. I enjoy both of Doctor Strange movies. Great. Hello? I enjoy both of Doctor Strange's movies. Doctor Strange 1, I do enjoy more, and it was my favorite at some point. But I do enjoy Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. But at this point, I don't know, it's kind of tough to say what my favorite would be. It was Infinity War, after Infinity War came out. And you know what? Infinity War might be up there still. It is still a great movie. It's still an experience to watch all the different fights and the different character moments and everything like that, so. Yeah, I don't know. I would say Infinity War's up there. I know people on TikTok right now are kind of praising Age of Ultron all of a sudden. I remember when that movie came out, everyone poo-pooed on that movie a lot. So I don't really know why everyone's praising it all of a sudden. Maybe just the context of the other movies kind of puts it in a different light. Which I guess is fair, but, you know, where was that that loyalty before, you know? Anyways. I guess it would just have to be those ones. I can't really think of any other ones that I really enjoy as much as Infinity War or Doctor Strange. Guardians of the Galaxy, maybe. Honestly, you could pick any Guardians of the Galaxy movie. I can call either one of them my favorites. People, again, kind of trash on number 2 for some reason. I don't really know why. I honestly think the first Guardians of the Galaxy, towards the end, at least from what I can remember, was kind of disappointing because of the villain. Spent this whole movie setting up Ronan as like this big bad that could take out a whole planet easily, and then you just have the Guardians like basically dance on him, emote on him, and then he dies. Like, I get why he died, and I get why Star-Lord was able to beat him, but like, come on now. I don't know, I just expected a bigger fight, I guess. Maybe I should rewatch it. Maybe I'm just remembering wrong. I don't know. Number 2, I enjoyed, again, the character moments between Ego and Star-Lord, Gamora, and Nebula, Drax, and what's her name? I keep wanting to say Hornet. I know her name is not Hornet. What is her name? Not coming to my brain. Mantis. Mantis. That's the one. And of course, number 3 is just a good movie. It's just a fun movie, especially after the events of Infinity War and Endgame. Again, I'm not entirely familiar with every single movie, so I'm gonna have to, you know, again, watch them and give my opinion on them again later. But right now, probably between my favorites are probably between Infinity War, Doctor Strange 1, any of the Guardians movies. Yeah, I'd probably say those are my top 3. And any one of them could be top 1 at any given moment. What is with this guy? Doesn't seem like that tricky of a boss, but then he keeps regenerating his shield with those wyverns like the Dragon Lord did. I'm kind of hoping that goes away once we get rid of his shield. Really hope he just doesn't do that the entire time, because that's going to be real annoying. This does not seem like that bad of a fight, though. Definitely not as bad as the last one. Look at that. Oh, you know what, now that I think about it, I totally forgot about Spider-Man. I completely forgot Spider-Man was even in the MCU. Kind of funny, considering No Way Home. Anyways. I like the Spider-Man movies. I don't know if I'd say they're my favorite out of the MCU movies. They're definitely good. No Way Home is like a fantasy movie, basically, for comic book nerds. I don't know. out of any of the Spider-Man movies, I might say I like the first one the best. Just as a movie in the MCU. It introduces... Well, doesn't introduce Spider-Man, but it basically acts as his introduction to the series. Introduces Aunt May, introduces Hogan as somebody important to them. Introduces Tony Stark as somebody important to them, mostly. We get Michael Keaton as, not Falcon, but the Vulture. And we get some good moments in there. I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen that one, but I do like Homecoming a lot. Alright, so this boss just has annoying patterns is what I'm learning. So you're still going to regenerate your shield even after all that. Alright. This thing is tankier than the boss, man. Come on, don't regenerate your entire shield, please! Alright. I'm going to switch to the launcher now, which I should have done earlier, but just crossed my mind right now. Switch to this one, and try to take a good chunk of his health with this. Or my health. I guess that works too. Man, why is this thing so tanky? Look at that. Even this thing isn't really doing much against it. Alright, this is doing some good work though. Alright, well, there's that. Back over. I guess for when the Wyvern shows up, I guess we can use this Zeus spell, maybe? Still don't think we can really deal with this thing all that easily for some reason. I don't know why it's so tanky. I can't even hit it. Yeah. It's not gonna work. Alright, so we're just gonna be here for a long time, I guess. Fine. We've got time. Looks like the stream is stabilized also. It hasn't gone down the first couple times it went down earlier, so doing fine. Performance has been pretty smooth. Obviously there's been some spikes here and there, but doing pretty fine, I would say. We haven't dropped, oh, I was gonna say we haven't dropped any frames. We've dropped about 70 frames, so that is a lie, but basically 0 frames. Oh my gosh. Thank God for our mushroom friend, huh? I don't think we'd be able to get through the fight without him. Alright, so I think once we get to his health bar, it's probably going to be nice to use this pistol against him. This pistol has been kind of chewing up health bars every time we use it, so I think we could use it, especially in conjunction with our skill, like now. And nice to not have to deal with the wyvern, but definitely do some good work. This gun. Yeah, look at that. I can't even tell what I'm shooting. He's still losing a lot of health. So this is probably the moment I'd learn that multiplayer would be nice in this game, huh? Man, I really hope we don't have to fight this guy again before we get to level 100. This might be worse than the Dragon Lord. Not as hard as the Dragon Lord, but definitely more annoying. Do I have ammo on my launcher again? No, I do not. That is unfortunate. What is happening? I cannot tell what is happening right now. least we have a lot of crystals to spend. At least. We kind of just keep going forever and farm a bunch of them if we wanted to. I just got myself down. Oh.
Come on, let's go. Round 2.
You know, I've been enjoying this game a lot.
Now it's a party.
This whole playthrough, I've been enjoying it a lot. But I have to say, if I had any gripes with the game, it might be these bosses at the end of the Chaos Trials. Most of the time, they're not too much of a problem. This guy, and kind of the Dragon Lord. I would argue the Dragon Lord is fine because he is like the big bad of the game. But the last guy that we fought at the end of the recorded videos, I can't remember his name. It was the end of Chaos Trial 7, I believe. It was like the mechanical dragon guy that enslaved the goblins back in like chapter 1 of the game. That guy was real annoying to fight. The mushroom dude that like turns into a skull when you get rid of his health, also really annoying. And if they're not really annoying, they're just really long fights. Like I don't need to be here this long for a Chaos Trial. If I wanted to fight a raid boss, I would want to get like a pearlescent weapon out of it, at least. You know? All right. Looks like his other health bars just got deleted. So I'm gonna hope that he doesn't spawn that wyvern ever again. Hopefully. I'm gonna go ahead and switch to our ice spell. We haven't gotten a chance to use today, or you know, during this trial. Is that him? I guess it is. Yeah, we can kind of just spam this spell. Such a quick recharge. And yeah, he's not spawning that wyvern again, so. We're basically through the fight. Alright. He sounds like Muscle Man. Am I crazy? You guys know Muscle Man from regular show? Does he not sound exactly like Muscle Man? Listen, he sounds just like Muscle Man. Maybe it's the same actor. I don't know. That guy has a crazy range, so I wouldn't put it past that guy to be able to voice the Wastard in this game. Didn't even cross my mind until now.